So you want to be a Twitch streamer. Maybe it all started while watching a creator that you truly respect and enjoy watching. Or maybe it was when you found out how much that creator makes. You know what? It doesn't matter how it started. All that matters is that you're gonna be big. You went out and bought yourself the equipment you need to get started, created a Twitch account. With some trial and error, got OBS up and running. You shower. Do your hair for the first time in days. Boot up your favorite game, and there it is. That glorious elliptical button stares you in the face. It seems to almost radiate with untapped potential. Endless opportunities lie just one click away. All you have to do is muster the courage to put yourself out there, and you know the internet will love you. Previous creators' voices and advice echo in your head. You take a deep breath, slowly move the mouse, and... Wait, surely that can't be right. You refresh the page and rub your eyes. No one, not a single soul. But you have all the gear, you have the personality. Where is everyone? Maybe it just needs time. Yeah, that has to be it. Just give it a minute. You steel yourself and begin playing the game. Minutes pass. Then hours. You begin to lose hope, thinking this was all just a massive embarrassment, when suddenly... there it is. A glimmer of hope, an oasis in the desert. A blink of light in the overwhelming darkness. Someone is here. Quick, act natural. You begin talking and attempt to look less disheveled than you feel. It's like a fresh wave of energy and motivation sweep over you. This is it. Your chance to prove yourself. In the span of a few seconds, you become an actor, a comedian, the best streamer the world has ever seen. It's over. You gave it your best shot, but it looks like you just aren't cut out for streaming. You end the stream, turn off the computer, and retreat back to the simple life of a viewer. Stop! Snap out of it. Did you think you'd just go live and immediately overtake the biggest streamers on the platform? No! This will require perseverance, planning, and most of all, time. Let's take your expectations and ground them in reality.
Hi, it's me, Burnt Biscuit. I'm a new Twitch streamer and content creator. I want to address the unrealistic expectations I had going into streaming and be brutally honest about the reality of it. Believe it or not, I actually believed some of the things you just saw in whatever that intro was. Maybe not as exaggerated as it was, but you know, there was some semblance of those beliefs there. I went into this knowing I wouldn't have viewers right off the bat, and it was up to me to cultivate a community and market myself. I just didn't realize how much work it was really going to be. This is kind of an ugly backdrop. Let's go somewhere nice. Wow, so nice. So when I started streaming, I followed a very strict schedule. I was streaming Monday through Friday from 3:30 p.m. when I got off work till 7:30 or 8ish usually each day. After I ended stream, I'd spend another hour or two editing stream clips and posting them across my various platforms. As you can imagine, this schedule got old really quickly. I knew after the first few weeks that it wasn't going to be sustainable, and I knew I didn't want this to become something I hate. So now I've changed things up a bit. But first, let's take a look at what my first full month on Twitch looked like. We're going to take a look at 4 different metrics to gauge my progress and my total earnings for the month. To get the metrics, we're going to visit the Twitch Analytics page. If you've ever been to the creator dashboard, then you're probably at least somewhat familiar with the Twitch Analytics page. But for those of you who aren't, it's essentially just a collection of a bunch of different really important metrics to measure your growth, engagement, and earnings. The first metric we're going to look at is the one that most of you are probably most interested in, and that is average viewers. Before I show you my starting and ending numbers, I want to preface this by saying that I think this number is a lot less important than a lot of people make it. Now, obviously, it's an important metric and you should use it to help determine what works and what doesn't. That being said, I found that when I first started, I had a tendency to obsess over the average viewer count. And every time my average went up, I expected every stream to be that new number. And when it wasn't, I would feel like a failure, or I would feel like I was somehow underperforming. When in reality, it could have really just been a slow day, or maybe a different game with a different audience. All that to say, is average viewer count important? Yeah. Should you obsess and worry over it? Absolutely not. I started turning off the live viewer count to make sure I was performing the same for one viewer as I was for 100. And honestly, it helps me have a way more engaging stream. All right, on to the numbers. At the beginning of the month, I had an average viewer count of 2.7 viewers with a high of around 5. At the end of the month, my average viewer count went up to about 6.2 average viewers with a high of 9. Now I know what you're thinking. This isn't that crazy of a number. And honestly, it probably isn't. But I started with only a few really loyal friends who tuned into every stream, and they are what kept me going at the start. I made some new friends along the way that kept coming back to hang out and stream. That growth is more motivating to me than getting rated by 100+ viewers, because it's personal and I can spend time connecting with the people that come into my stream. I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who come and hang out in my stream regularly. You guys are awesome, and I love hanging out with you. Anyways, back to the numbers. The next metric we're going to be looking at is follower count. This metric is cool because it means that whenever I go live, someone who's following me will get a notification and have an opportunity to join my stream through that. That's about the extent of what Twitch does to help you with discovery. That being said, I got follow botted a few times on my stream, and my numbers are super inflated because of that. I won't be able to see my real numbers until Twitch automatically clears out the bot accounts. For anyone who's concerned about follow botting, fear not. Twitch doesn't really do anything about it. They just clear your account periodically of any bot follows, so you may notice a dip in followers, but aside from that, as long as you're not the one follow botting your own account, you got nothing to worry about. While my count may be bloated from fake follows, using my massive brain power, I deduced that I got around 14 followers towards the start of the month and ended up getting 51 towards the end of the month. I had a few followers from a previous attempt at streaming, so my end total for the month was around 98 followers. About 64% of my followers have notifications turned on, so that means that around 62 people get notified every time I go live, and that is a great tool to use for people who really enjoyed your stream and want to come back. The third metric we're going to look at is my total time I streamed for the month, plus a few extra days on the back end. Keep in mind, I was doing this Monday through Friday from 3:30 p.m. to usually, let's be honest, around 8-ish. So my number will likely go down in the future. My total hours streamed for the month, plus a few days, was 111 hours and 40 minutes. That puts me at about 4.46 hours per stream. Looks like I went over time a few days. This metric is the reason I reevaluated my schedule. For me, working 8 hours, streaming for 5, and still trying to find time for content creation like YouTube videos and clips, while also trying to balance time with my friends and family, it's just not realistic at this point in my life. I want streaming and making videos to be something I enjoy long term, not something I burn out on really quickly. But enough about that. Let's get to the last metric. Subscriptions. This is a metric that isn't really my top priority at the moment, but I know that a lot of you are probably curious as to how many subs I got in my first month streaming on Twitch. I want you to keep in mind that a lot of these are from friends giving me Prime or gifteds because they're real homies. All right, towards the start of the month, I got 6 subs, and then got another 10 subs towards the end of the month, plus a few extra days. That's a total of 16. You guys are awesome. Okay, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. How much did I earn in my first month streaming on Twitch? This includes all revenue from paid Prime, and gifted subs, as well as ad revenue and bits. Can I get a drum roll, please? I made a grand total of Just kidding. I'm not in this for the money, but getting close to 50 bucks in my first month is insane, and I am beyond grateful for your guys' generosity. I'm doing this because I love it, and getting to meet and hang out with new people while playing games is beyond cool, and I'm so grateful to be able to do it. So thank you for making my first bit of time streaming truly fulfilling. During this month, the biggest things I learned are: don't take this thing too seriously. Enjoy the ride and the people you get to meet along the way. Don't stress about the viewer count. It's the least important metric. Worry more about your engagement and having high quality content and ideas. If you're entertaining and enjoying yourself, viewers will come and stay because they're actually having a good time. Remember, you get to play video games and interact with people. No one is obligated to stay, so find a way to make them want to. Find a way to make your stream enjoyable and entertaining, and the viewers will follow. And lastly, don't burn out. You should work hard to grow, but you shouldn't be at a point where you can't balance life on top of it. Anyways, that's about it. Hopefully this video gave you a good idea at what your first month on Twitch could possibly look like. Have a good one.